Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to cover the installation of our LP Smartside siding and trim on the second floor gables of the house. I'm going to do this video like I've been doing some previous ones where you're going to see the finished product. You've seen sneak peeks of it in some of the preceding videos, and then I'm going to show you what the material is, kind of how we went through the decision on our colors, and then get into the installation process. So when we were trying to make the decision on what we wanted to do on the gable ends of the house, we knew we didn't want stone because it was on the second floor, and quite frankly I didn't want to be up on a scaffold putting the stuff up. We liked the looks of different siding types, you know, board and batten, lap siding, that kind of stuff. Don't like vinyl. We had vinyl on our last house, and by the time it got a little age on it, was becoming very fragile. It faded. It did not look nice, and it looks like vinyl siding. We briefly considered going with hardy board, or the hardy lap siding. We had a house when I was stationed up in New York that had that on it. It was brand new construction, and we had a strong windstorm come through, and basically it blew chunks of siding off of pretty much every house in the neighborhood where we all just moved in. It was all hardy plank siding. It was all apparently installed incorrectly, and the wind got under it and just flipped it off. One of the things that we didn't find appealing about the hardy siding is that you've got to have more than one person to put the stuff up. You're really looking at probably 3 or 4 people, because if you lay it flat, chances are you're going to break it. You've got to carry it on edge. Putting it up on the side of the house, you're going to have help. You've got to have somebody on the ground cutting it, and it's a concrete product, so then you're looking at the PPE, you're looking at specialized blades to cut the stuff. It didn't seem like it was the right fit for us. So cruising around on the internet, one of the channels I watch is Perkins Builder Brothers, and they did one of their videos where they were installing LP Smartside on a house they were building, and they talked about the ease of working with it, that it's not as labor intensive as the hardy plank. So we started digging into it, found out that our local Home Depot and a couple of other lumber houses carry it, so it was available. So we started trying to figure out, what size we want. Do we want 6-inch? Do we want 8-inch? Do we want 12-inch? Trying to kind of figure that out, and looking at the colors. So we went by the Home Depot Pro Desk, and we started out, went in and got the Diamond Kote color fan to start trying to narrow down what our color choices were. We decided to go with the Diamond Kote instead of buying primed and painting it ourselves, because it's got a 30-year fade warranty. You're not going to get that spray painting the stuff yourself or with a brush or whatever. So once we narrowed down 3 or 4 colors, we went back in and we got samples. And the samples are just like a piece of the siding, and it's got the colors on it. And we took several different colors. We were looking at blues, we were looking at grays, we were looking at browns, greens, different trim colors. And we knew we wanted to go with a Galvalume roof. So we took a sample of the Galvalume material and our stack of color siding samples out to one of these piles of rock that we knew were going to go on the house, and started mixing and matching at different times of the day in different lighting conditions to try to figure out what we liked. And what we ended up settling on was the emerald green for the siding, and then just the plain white for the trim. We knew that we were going to have white windows. We had figured we were going to do white trim around the doors and the windows. So, you know, it kind of made sense to go with the white trim. The other decision we had to make was, did we want their Ridgidstack siding? And the Ridgidstack siding has this extra little fin on the back. And what that does, one, it takes the user error out of spacing for your reveal, but it also, when you stack the pieces of siding together, that little fin locks behind the top of the piece that's underneath. And LP says that this stuff will withstand a wind of up to 200 miles an hour against lift up, provided it's installed correctly. And that mitigated the problem that we had seen with the Hardy board siding on our house in New York. So we decided to go ahead and get this. That, in combination with the diamond coat paint, obviously made it more expensive, but for longevity of the product on the side of the house, and the fact that 10 years from now I'm not going to have to get up on a ladder and paint the stuff, I thought made it worth it. So since we got the diamond coat product, when you order your siding, the things that you need to make sure and get to go with your siding are these H-clips. And what they do is, where you have a butt joint, they tie the two pieces together, which gives you that uplift resistance, but it also conceals that joint. Normally when you do a lap siding on a house, you'll see if there's a butt joint, the two pieces of siding come together and they're either caulked and painted or caulked over, and there'll be nailed to the side of the house behind the siding some sort of dark colored piece of metal or a piece of tar paper, something to hide that joint. And the H-clips help you not have to do that and prevent that butt joint from separating. So if you get a diamond coat color, make sure you get the H-clips in the matching color. The other thing that you do, two things that you need, is the touch-up paint for your trim color and touch-up paint for your siding color. The reason you need this is when you cut this, it's not, you know, it's not painted. It's not like a factory edge that's got the paint on it. So you have to do something, one, to conceal that, but two, to protect it, because since it is an OSB product, if you don't paint that end, you can end up getting moisture in there over time and it can swell it. So it conceals it and protects it. And you've got the same thing. We have a white that came with the siding. The other thing that you need is matching caulk. There have been times in the last couple of years where lead time on this caulk was really long in some of the specialized colors. White, not so much, but you use the white to go around where the white meets your windows, where the white butts up together. You've got two pieces come together. You'll take the white and caulk that seam. And then you use the siding color match, which this is a green, where the siding meets your trim. And like places where you don't want moisture to get in. So when you see these guys up here on the side of the house, you'll see they'll take the cut piece of siding, you'll see them touching it up with the touch-up paint, and once it's up, then all of those edges coming down that gable get caulked in addition. So make sure that you get enough quantity of that to go with your siding. So I think that gives you an idea of why we chose what we chose and what we chose. So we're going to get into the video showing you how these guys put this stuff up.
The first pieces that go on are the trim pieces that act like a picture frame around where the siding is mounted on the house. What you see this going on here in the foreground is the paint is being put on the cut edge of this bottom piece of trim that goes under the window. And you'll see them put this piece in, and then they'll start fitting the other pieces around it. And then the siding insets inside that trim and butts up to it all the way around. So that's why these pieces have to go on first.
Yeah. Pulled that up tight, didn't it? It looked better, didn't it?
The last piece of trim that's going on is the top piece over the window. But before that piece of trim goes on, they're going to install some flashing that was just being broken in the sheet metal break there. That ensures that any rain that comes down goes out over the window instead of down behind the siding. Now they're getting ready to start installing the lap siding. And the first piece that goes on is called a starter strip, and it's just a piece of siding that's been cut down, and it goes at the very bottom to space out the bottom edge of the first full piece of siding.
you gotta set it to that top line. Eric.
But I don't know if they got stuff that we got that. It was in a different box. Stuff that they sent out. Reserve.
Yes, sir, Eric. I know you do that. I'm sorry.
Honey.
Y'all need some water up there? Y'all want this water jug? Little one? Good job, Eric.
Where you need to be.
now and then you gotta get out and, you know, I'm thinking. You see that line?
Get right on the bend?
Yeah. You there?
Yeah, I think so.
We didn't screw it up. That ain't too bad, is it?
Crease down here.
It's right on the money, ain't it? I messed it up. I don't think I did. Did you? Probably knows this one too.
What's that back end of that ladder? What are you handing me?
See it, baby. I need some white and finish nails. Everybody buy me some white finish nails? Yeah, I'll give you some. Looking bad.
Oh shit.
All right, folks, I think that's going to wrap this video up for today. Thank you for watching, and y'all have a good day.